Hey guys, Al here. Another video, another day in the garden. So it's just too hard to video this by myself. So I'm just gonna have to do this in a couple sections. But basically what I'm doing here is soil probe, and you can see bags of soil, 3 bags, and I'll show you. Hopefully you can see this on the camera. It's always a little difficult for me, but 3 holes. So basic idea here is I'll take a bunch of samples, 3 different holes in different sections of the garden. I'll take those plugs out. I'm actually going to mix them in equal parts in each bag. I have no idea which bag is going to which lab. I'm going to send 2 samples into one lab, Ward Laboratories, I believe they're in Nebraska. I'm going to send them in there for a conventional soil test and also a Haney soil test. Then I'm sending the 3rd sample for a conventional soil test to another lab. I forget the other one. I think it's in Tennessee maybe. So the reason I'm doing this is because I've listened to a lot of John Kemp and other biologists and agronomists talk about soil testing and the importance of it. And I've also listened to people like John Kemp, who I've just mentioned, talk about how they don't see very strong correlation between some of these soil samples and actual plant tissue sap analysis. And then lastly, you listen to people like Dr. Rick Haney, who often believe that conventional soil tests are often not recognizing the actual biological active nutrients in the soil. Similarly, Dr. Christine Jones will talk about that. It's a good baseline measurement, maybe over a 5 or 10 year span, see if OM's increasing, how's your CEC changing. So in my experience, I've been conventional soil testing for about, I think I have 5 or 6 years of data now, and at least 4 that's recorded in an Excel file, but I've been doing it for longer, probably 5 or 6 years, I would say. And what I'm seeing is just fairly inconsistent results. Although I do see an uptick in numbers I'd like to see, I'm not overly happy because I just see inconsistent results in some of the recordings, like especially CEC and OM. So I'll see a pretty large variance. So I did a lot of research on how is organic matter calculated in a conventional soil test, and there just seems to be some significant variability. Not saying it's wrong, I still think it's a good baseline, but I just wanted to get a kind of an understanding as to how much variability in the same type of soil, taken the same way, stored the same way, the same ratio of I was going to use each single probe in its own bag, but I said no, let's mix it to further decrease the likelihood of having a sample being, if there was, I don't know, I never really added too many amendments to this garden, but just to try to reduce any variables, I wanted it to be equal parts of each sample of each core within each sample. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to send these off probably by the end of middle of next week maybe, so I should have the results in a few weeks, and this is a little bit of a teaser, but I'm really looking forward to sharing the results with everybody and seeing what comes back. The conventional soil test, how did the 2 conventional soil tests compare, and how does that compare to Dr. Rick Haney's test being performed at Ward Laboratories. So thank you so much, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Build Better Soil on Instagram, Build Better Soils on Facebook, and if you do like this, please subscribe, share, get outside, build better soils.